Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Killer Story 2004. This is going to be another brain damage films release. I've seen two so far of my lifetime. The first being Terror Tunes, which I loved, and this one being the second one. I love this flick also. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars. This is also the third Joe Estevez movie that I've ever seen. Number one was See Jane Run. Number 2 was Zombie Getting. Number 3 was Killer Story. Ironically, Zombie Getting and Killer Story both have William Smith and Joe Estevez, kind of like buddies in both movies. And pretty cool flick. I enjoyed it very much. In the Terror Tunes disc, there's this punk dude in his Brain Damage Films t-shirt, and he says, "Greetings to all you gore hounds." So this is gonna be a ripoff on Tales from the Dark Side. If you've ever seen that TV show, I used to play it super early in the morning. I used to catch it when I was growing up as a kid. And pretty cool show. It's like Outer Limits, Twilight Zone kind of stuff, but more along the lines of horror rather than sci-fi. And yeah. So William Smith and Joe Estevez are both rich and famous writers in the horror genre. They're sort of like on par with Stephen King or something. They pull up into this dive bar. William Smith refers to it as hell on earth. And there's this slutty kind of white, scantily clad woman prancing around there. Apparently they're having every year they have a contest organized by the descendant of Edgar Allan Poe, and the contest is to see who can come up with the best horror tale. So she's pretending to be like the judge, this wild white gal, scantily clad, and she's like, I don't know. She's kind of goading them on, like, showing her breast as sort of a way of getting them to tell their stories, getting them all excited. These two older guys, and, William Smith with his gravelly voice, Joe Estevez with his hamming it up for the camera, his unintentional humor with his overacting gestures and stuff. Great stuff. I love this flick. So Joe Estevez starts out by telling the tale of this dude is like got the worst wife ever. She's giving him a hard time because he's a failed writer, and she starts getting into the lesbian flu. She draws down her joint account with him to get some plastic surgery for her new lesbian lover. That's at one point. There's a funny scene. There's a lot of black humor, and it's hard to pull off uh, horror comedy, as I've said many times before, but this one has it. For instance, the guy's like buying some kind of stuffed animal from a couple of cheerleaders. They're doing some kind of fundraiser, these two high school cheerleaders. And, and then his wife comes crashing through the door. Pedophile, Amber Alert, you're going to end up on milk cartons, blah, 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 like giving him hell. And then she tosses the $40 stuffed animal toy to the dog. The dog's like ripping it apart. So he gets even with her after she gets her plastic surgery done. He ties her to the bed and he starts carving out her face. So he's got the dead mask, the dead skin mask thing, some kind of mannequin head, and his wife is like plastered on the bed with her face is just bloody and gross looking. So the lesbian pops in, sees what happens. She manages to escape somehow. It's about the end of the first one. I guess these tales are loosely based on 3 Edgar Allan Poe short stories. The second one I recognized as being kind of loosely based on the Telltale Heart, although William Smith's tale is, instead of the heart beating, you get some stroke victim husband doing his stroke groans instead of the heart beating. That was pretty cool. It was quite funny, actually. Funny flick all the way around. Some nice looking gore effects. Cheap, I might add. But you can tell it's all prosthetics. It's not CGI. So I got to give him credit for that. And so William Smith's tale consists of rather young associate professor of archaeology. Her husband had a severe stroke. He just moans and groans, bangs his baseball bat whenever he's hungry. So eventually she gets around to, she accidentally feeds him dog food, which he absolutely loves. So from now on, he's on a steady diet of dog food. And yeah. He starts getting on her nerves, and she starts going like crazy, and beats him over the head, leaves him there. Burying him. Meantime, she's having a hard time finding this ancient native burial ground, and so all of a sudden her team of colleagues and students find the burial site, which also happens to be her husband's grave that she built, shallow grave. So that's pretty much the ending. I think I spoiled it when I told you about the Telltale Heart ripoff. And then, so the judge, the shanty tramp white woman, scantily clad, she says, "Well, it's a toss up. Can't really decide." So I think I'll tell a tale of uh, something that happened back in the mid '70s. And, cool little plot twist at the end. I love this flick. I'm a big fan of brain damage films. I used to say Blue Underground movies. I never disliked any of them. That was until I saw the David Carradine racing movie with William Smith. Uh, didn't like that one, but yeah, I've seen two brain damage films so far, and they don't um, unfortunately, I can't post the trailer and the movie in the description box, or the trailer or the movie in the description box, because it's not available. You have to order it from Netflix or Brain Damage Films website. Um, Pretty obscure movie. I think it gets like 65 ratings on IMDb and maybe 100 something ratings on Netflix. So not too many people have actually seen this movie, and it's a shame because Brain Damage Films should get better credit. They make movies a lot better than Traumaville, in my opinion. So good stuff. Highly recommended. Check it out. Laters.